Welcome to another episode of the Back Catalogue podcast. We're wearing jackets. This is the podcast where we, by we I mean me, Apple, and my co-host / co-founder Vincent. We dive into the streaming service. We tell you, the listener and the viewer, what is worth it and what is not. And Vincent, we're here in jackets.
We're here in jackets. And you might wonder why they're, Ferrari jackets. Because we just, with all the wonderful help of our Patreon subscribers, this is what we can afford, If you just hustle, if you just grind, this is what you can achieve. You can purchase Ferrari jackets.
With our stitching and everything.
The stitching and everything. Shout out Zagami.
This is not even that stuff that they, where they just stick it on.
Shout out Enzo, Lorenzo, if you will, Vincenzo, if you will.
Man, all of them, all the Enzos.
All of the Enzos. All right.
Here's the thing that I learned on a podcast better than ours.
Yeah.
Ferrari makes the most of its money with selling hats and things and merchandise.
Bro, that's how you do it. You become a brand and then you just sell merchandise. That's how Nike got started. They became a brand and they just started selling merchandise.
Well, I mean, that's their whole thing, isn't
it? The visible confusion in your face was very amusing.
I was just thinking
you were trying to put two and two together and you were like, bro, it's 5. What's going on here?
It was 5. But Vincent, we are here today doing 1967's very own, The Jungle Book. Now, we talked about it last week. This has been recommended to us by David. David's a recent listener, first-time caller. And David said...
David, we got you on the line. David. Bro, we lost him.
We lost David.
That's all right.
And RIP the Queen as well, because we lost her too. But we shouldn't laugh at that, should we?
You made a joke. You're asking if whether we should laugh at that or not. I don't know.
So, Vincent,
it depends what your position is on the monarchy, and also what your position is on just regard for human life, I guess.
Yeah. And number 6 will shock you as to what I feel about those. All right? But Vincent, you are actually going to be doing the stuff today because we're using my phone as a camera.
Your telephone is filming. I'm going to tell you about The Jungle Book, 1967. Rated G. It's a family / adventure. 1 hour, 29 minutes. 7.6 on IMDb. 88% on the Rotten Tomato.
So you're not used to this.
Oh.
You're not used to this.
That was real weird. Anyway.
Or the Queen hit you because you were laughing about her death.
You're the one that made the joke.
I didn't make a joke. I said we shouldn't.
We shouldn't?
Yeah.
How dare I laugh? It's got a 4.3 out of 5 on iTunes. All right, so you know who else has got 4.3 out of 5 on iTunes? Not us. We got 5, bro. This is podcast top tier. I don't think it's 5, but if you rate us, we can get a number of ratings. I think it's 200?
200.
200 5-star ratings, and we can become verified reviewers.
On Rotten Tomatoes.
And who wouldn't want to see us being verified reviewers?
Well, imagine us wearing the Ferrari jackets. That's our photo with the Ferrari jackets that we paid for through the Patreon. And we're just doing reviews saying dumb idiot stuff. That's the dream.
That is the dream. That's our dream. That's our dream. It had a budget of $4 million US.
It says 2 budgets there, doesn't it?
It says 2 budgets there.
Yeah, just go on with it.
It says $4 million US or $20 million US. Maybe that's adjusted for inflation. But it made $378 million US, which is a lot of dollary dues.
That's millions.
That's millions.
Oh, that's big budget business.
That's 1967 money.
I know. And Vincent, should we just get right into this?
Let's just get right into this because you were saying before that you're not sure what we're going to talk about. And, neither am I, because this is the Jungle Book, and all I've got to say really is that I can't believe this was a 1967 film, like 1967's very own. Like they said this is the 1967 where we, and by we I mean Disney, was going to look for directors and whatnot, but I don't know, release the Jungle Book, 1967.
And not only is it 1967 where they... But it's also it's really important because this is, I think, one of 4 movies on Disney Plus that has a warning,
like a note to say that this was culturally insensitive.
Yeah.
At the time, and we're not going to remove it, but we want to put that out there and say, apologize and that kind of thing.
Yeah. So, because we know
that's not verbatim. We don't have the note up here.
No. Walt's got it, man. He gave it to us.
Walt's got it, yeah.
That's what they wanted to know. They wanted to have that. Get it. You don't need to be on your phone anymore.
No, I'm looking at other things.
What, like Ferraris?
Yeah, bro, like these Ferraris, they cost more than the jacket.
Dude, but that's how they get most of their money, from the cars. And like Nike gets them from like the sales things, from the merch. Now, here's the thing, right? I understand why they've said this, that, art, media is a form of historical evidence. So you shouldn't be, altering it because it gives you a picture of what 1967 was, right? In some ways. I mean, at least 1967 in the jungle, right? It gives you that picture.
I don't know if it gives you that picture. I think it maybe gives you 1967 in Walt Disney Studios.
In Walt Disney Studios. But also, I think one of the reasons, probably the biggest reason why they keep him, something that we've said many times on this podcast, is because heads might be like, you know what? Man, I love Disney movies. My favorite movie is The Jungle Book. You know what? I'm going to get Disney Plus because The Jungle Book's on there. So they're like, we're going to keep The Jungle Book on there because we're getting subscribers. And in the comments, they're saying Jungle Book's elite. That's what they're saying.
Is elite.
Is elite.
These people.
That's what those people are saying. But for me, I'm saying it's not elite.
Yeah, it's a very just average film.
Look, I watched this as a child, and Elephant Patrol, top tier, right? There's elephants there in a line. They're army of some sort. They're doing army things. There's a snake that sounds like Winnie the Pooh. He hypnotizes folks. Cool. There's a lion. There's a tiger. There's not a lion. There's a tiger. There's a jaguar, and there's a bear.
And there's vultures.
And there's vultures.
There's vultures.
Are they vultures, or are they called something else? Buzzards. They're called buzzards. Are they called buzzards?
I mean, you're the one giving me the information. I've only heard vultures.
Vultures are the ones that they look like they're wearing skivvies, because they got like the bit that comes up and then the rest of their head is white.
Was that not these?
That's these
animals?
guys. Yeah, no, that's these guys. But I just want to make sure that they're not another name.
We're going to have to put a note on this podcast if we offend any
buzzards.
Any buzzards.
Whoever buzzards happen to be. Vincent, I think that the reason that there's minimal things to talk about is because we're looking at it the wrong way.
You're watching it wrong. Movie. This is like the that iPhone. Like, you're holding it wrong. That's the antenna things.
Yeah, it's too turn, right?
It's what?
Like when Childish Gambino came off stage to tell someone that his phone's not turned.
I don't remember that.
The guy was like filming it in portrait.
Oh yeah, I remember that.
And that's peak Childish Gambino.
But I mean, little did he know, because the internet, vertical video is taking over.
Man, he didn't know about TikTok all the way back then. And that is the state of this world. Queen's dead, we got TikTok. And people are filming things in portrait.
And Childish Gambino still ain't happy.
He's not happy, and he's not Childish Gambino anymore. He's full-grown Gambino. But Vincent, what I want you to look at this movie as being is think of it as if this was real. Because you're looking at it and you're thinking, this is cartoon, man. Things happen in cartoons. You got snakes that do hypnotism, right? You got Bagheera that just does Bagheera things, and you got Baloo that does Baloo things, and then you have racist portrayals of particular ethnicities, right? But now think about it if it was real. Think about you as a child being in the jungle. Parents lost you or died. I'm not sure. Did Shere Khan kill the parents? Is that what they're trying to say?
I don't think so.
Okay.
I don't think it looks like they just crashed.
Like their boat.
They were just like, well, the boat's broke. There's nothing here for me.
Like the baby's broke.
What about your child? There's nothing here for me. They just left.
They said the boat's broke. They said the baby's broke. Like, bro hasn't even brought in his first $50. Like, he hasn't got his first time job yet. He's broke. I'm leaving him here.
Oh, we can't afford to sustain this child as well as ourselves.
Now, what if that was, just think about it in regards to being the real process. I mean, the real situation. You,
as in, if I
you're
was
Mowgli.
that child,
you're Mowgli
with the knowledge that I have now.
You can do that. We can do it that way.
I'm saying that. I'm not.
I was
asking
just saying you as a child.
I'm saying with the knowledge that I have now, I would not want to be Mowgli.
Yeah.
Because I'd be out there, be like, and then some buzzards or vultures would come in, and that's it for me.
Well, I don't think the buzzards really kill people. or the vultures. I think they're mainly there to be like, I'm going to eat
Bro,
what's
in
left.
the jungle there, in just like swampy, you're going to get a mosquito bite. That's it for you.
It's true.
You know? But me as a child, I was thinking, man, that's amazing.
Yeah. Because you're thinking, what does prickly pear taste like? What do bananas taste like?
Well, I know what prickly pears taste like.
For real.
For real.
Man, that's wild. I saw a prickly pear in the wild recently.
In the wild.
Yeah. Like on a cactus.
Yeah, my family grows them.
They grow them.
For real.
Bro, this is wild.
This is not a joke. This is not a joke. Yeah, see, this is a bit of a difference in our upbringings.
Yeah.
In terms of like you just through this world.
So
Because you didn't have any of your relatives that just owned prickly pear.
no. And is that like you're doing like nashy pears? Like you're like, you might be grinding them up, giving them to like babies, or are you like just eating them like a normal pear? You putting them in jams? How do you do it?
No, so the ones that we have, they've got, they're prickly.
Yeah.
And you take the skin off. I don't take the skin off.
We eat through the prickles.
No, I said someone takes the skin off. I do not personally take the skin off, but I do not eat them with the skin.
Right.
But like that skin do be having more fiber.
Oh, 100%, man. If
You
you
know?
got prickles in there, that's going to be pushing things through.
That's fiber. And they are really nice. They're really sweet and they're really bright colors. They're bright green, bright orange, bright red.
We're going to do prickly pear taste test on the...
I'm saying this, but I'm also thinking, man, I could be saying like, yeah, these are prickly pears and they're like some other random fruit that has been somehow lost in translation.
Well, here's the thing, right? You only know what you know. If you've never seen a boat before, you might think it's something different, right? If it came up to you. If you see a prickly pear, you might think it's something different.
That's right. You might eat it with the skin on and everything, prickles and all.
I eat what are those things that are like furry?
Kiwi fruit.
Kiwi fruit. I eat that with the skin on.
Yeah, but that's okay because it's furry and it doesn't even taste like anything. It's not like a...
But the texture is what you want, though. If
I
you're
like the
into that.
texture.
Yeah,
I
I
like
like
the
the
texture.
No, see, and that's fiber.
That's fiber?
And that's fiber. Yeah.
That's fiber. Kiwi fruit's top tier.
I always used to be jealous of those people that had the specific kiwi fruit spoon that had the knife on the other side.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, so they cut their kiwi fruit open, bang, 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 they're done.
But you didn't need to cut it open. You just...
Nah, dude.
That's
and
it.
they saw me, they're like, what are you doing? And I'm like, bro, this is just what we do here.
This is what we do here. I don't need any utensils. I'm built different.
Now, I've started eating apples like that as well. Full, nothing.
Oh, with the core and everything?
Yeah.
Yeah, see, I can't do that. I can't do stuff with seeds like that.
Yeah, but you go like that, and you're done with the seeds.
I'm not spitting seeds like I'm Tom and Jerry.
Well, you should.
No,
Because,
I'm
like,
saying
it's not
I'm
good
not
for you.
doing that. I'm not eating the seeds. I'm not eating the core, bro. That's what I'm saying. But you see, fruit, there's so many fruits out there. And the only time I really have a variety of different fruits is when I'm on holiday. Because you're at the buffet and you just got all these different fruits and it's like, well, I'm going to have a whole paw.
Oh, yeah, 100%.
But you're not going to have that at home.
Like, why would you go out and get a pawpaw? Because one, you don't know what to do with it.
You know, exactly. It's like a prickly pear. You get a prickly pear at the supermarket and you're going, what do I do with this?
Like, I remember the first time I told my mum, I was like, Mum, can we get a coconut? She was like, absolutely we can, because they sell them at the stores. Like, it's not that.
Yeah, the issue
exotic.
is not purchasing the coconut. The issue is cracking the coconut and
yeah, then you get a coconut and you're like, like the efficiency in which I could get an apple out, eat it. I haven't even started getting into the coconut. As
that's
yet.
right. That's a whole day event almost
That's a whole day.
for someone who has never cracked a coconut before.
Yeah. I have seen a coconut in the wild, attempted to crack it on like a rock. Might not have been a coconut. Like, I don't know what it was, but it looked like a coconut. But I was smacking that thing I was smacking it as if I was a caveman. I was going to say in this era, in 1967, but whenever cavemen were around. Now, Vincent, here's the thing that I was thinking. Imagine if you ate an apple, right? You know how apples, like the seeds, they've got issues with them. If you eat them, it's like cyanide things.
Okay.
Imagine if, like, like criminals of war, they'll eat the cyanide pill before they can be captured. Imagine like man's forgot his cyanide pill, so he's like, "Oh, could I just have like a couple of apples, bro?" And he just keeps asking for apples until he eventually of cyanide poisoning. But that's just after work thoughts, man. That's just after work things.
You're having a rough day. You're like, bro, you give me a bunch of apples right now.
Could I get 40 apples? I went to the store. They were like, absolutely, you can. Like, this is the grocery store. This is where we have apples.
Well, you don't have a limit on apples?
Yeah,
What about the cyanide?
Could you just take out the cyanide specifically? Here's the thing, Vincent. I didn't like this movie.
I think...
I ain't got nothing to say about this movie.
Yeah, no, that's why we're talking about fruits and apples and seeds and cyanide. Yeah. But I think that it was a good movie for kids because it progresses quickly.
Oh, yeah.
You're in an hour 20.
70 minutes, man. I'm talking about 70 minutes of game time.
That's right.
Yeah.
70 minutes of game time. And it was, you have your scene and it goes to the next one. It's like, the scenes are just coming. They don't stop coming until you're 70 minutes in and it's credits. And
the good thing about the scenes that come and go is that one scene you're with Bagheera and Baloo and you're doing things. Next scene you're with the Elephant Patrol. Next scene you're with King Louie. Next scene you're with Shere Khan. You're jumping.
Yeah, there's a lot of variety and it goes from one place to another. And I like that because it felt like it wasn't a chore to watch this movie.
Well, it was a chore for me.
It was yeah, but at least I was going, okay, well, we're on to the next scene and it was kind of something relatively fresh.
Yeah. The bit that made me laugh a lot was the Elephant Patrol and specifically the man's that was just eating leaves and he looked high as a kite. He looked high as hell. And then just the animation is you were saying it before. But the fact that they're able to do that sort of stuff and it looks like it could have come out last week.
Honestly, my favorite part of this movie were just the landscapes that they had drawn. I could take a screenshot if Disney Plus let me take a screenshot. You dogs.
They don't do it.
I would take a screenshot and put that as my wallpaper.
Well, here's
on my wall at home.
Yeah.
My partner just come home. It's like, what the hell is the jungle doing in my living room? I was like, it's a feature wall.
Because she would think it's the actual jungle. That's how good it looks.
That's right.
The thing that I think would be good of this movie is this is a movie that you can have on the background.
Yeah.
Because people come to your house, they see it on in the background, they say, I love that movie as a kid.
They see a feature wall of the jungle. I
love that movie as a kid. This is the jungle. This is great. But you don't actually have to watch the content. You just see it. You see it, you acknowledge it, you look away.
It's pretty forgettable. Yeah.
Now the character, I remember watching, in fact, there's a live action one.
I watched the recent one in the cinema.
The recent one, not the recent one. I'm talking about
I did see that in the Disney Plus recommended or in the.
But see, I don't even know if that was the one.
What do you mean?
So there was this one that I used to watch, and it was my grandma had taped it.
I was just about to say this is some Greek. Oh, it was on the Greek channel only.
It could have been, but so it is with live animals. But the live animals, you can sort of tell that they're in an enclosure, like when they're filming them.
Yeah,
they're not in the wild.
Yeah,
and the Mowgli that's in there meets up with the girl that he meets later in the piece, like at the start of the movie, and he's going like, "Ow, ow." That's like his only words that he knows at the start of the movie.
Because he can't speak.
He can't speak.
But can the animals speak?
No, I don't believe so.
That sounds like a terrible movie. Because at least this one, you go, how can Mowgli speak? He's a kid that was raised, but everyone can speak.
Everyone can speak. That's right. Yeah. And if you were to create the sequel, which there is a sequel of this, what would the story be? Because what do you do up until that, in that point?
I don't know. I guess Mowgli goes back and becomes king.
He's just Lion King, but with Mowgli.
Yeah, I don't know. What else would you do?
Well,
realistically,
sequel. What's the sequel tell you?
Well, let's have a look at the sequel. Let's have a look at the Jungle Book 2.
I didn't mind the remake.
I thought the remake was cool because it was just cool to see all the animals.
And that was quite well done as well.
I don't remember. I haven't seen the Lion King, the new one.
No, me neither.
Everyone just tells me it's just the Lion King, but live action. And at that point, I'm thinking, I guess I would be interested in it.
And they haven't got emotions.
They haven't got emotions. That's right. That's the thing that's the issue with when you do live action. You can't really do emotions because it looks weird.
Yeah.
You have a lion smiling. You're like, what the? So what happens? Mowgli misses his old jungle friends and runs away from the man village.
Right.
Unaware of Shere Khan's thirst for vengeance, he lands himself and the lives of the villagers in danger. I think I actually remember this one more than the original one because I remember there just being the village on fire.
See, that sounds like a better movie.
Because there's a village on fire.
Well, just because like you think there's going to be action, and like I don't know how a tiger specifically like sets things on fire without opposable thumbs. Well, I mean they're the closest, you know.
Bro, he just opposes them and that's it. There's also Mowgli, Legend of the Jungle.
Click on that because
It's a drama film directed by Andy Serkis.
Oh yeah, no, that's one of the new ones.
It's got 52% on Rotten Tomatoes.
Apparently, people say that's better than the Bill Murray one.
What's the Bill Murray one?
That's the one that you watched in cinemas.
Oh, the 2016? 2016?
I reckon it might have been 2015, 2016, maybe even 2014.
Where's Jungle Book?
That one, I remember Bill Murray being an exciting part of it, and Christopher Walken was King Louie.
That's hilarious.
And like it's just a big orangutan, like a huge orangutan, like as big as a house.
It's big as a house.
Do you remember that? He's like running.
Dude, there's a
things.
Jungle Book from 1942.
Is it got humans in it?
Yeah, it's got humans. It's live action, bro.
Let me see it.
Bro, this looks jungle, but also like it's in a zoo.
Dude, that might be the one. Give me this for a second. That's the one.
That's the one you watched.
That I watched.
That's the one you watched. You watched the 1942.
This is the one that we had taped, man, on the Greek channel.
That's hilarious.
Sabu is the man.
Should we do that on the podcast, but not watch it on streaming or anything? Go find the original tape. There you are.
Because she will have it. The thing about ethnic people, especially the older generation,
they're all hoarders.
That's true.
Yeah.
My grandma is good at doing keeping the things that are sentimental.
Oh, that's good. My grandparents they got a whole house and it's just stuff that they have, they purchased another house and they were like, well, we'll keep this one because then we can put everything there.
And they're just old potato boxes. And it's like, yeah, but this is to store the other boxes. Vincent, out of 10, what are you giving this?
I don't know, like a 4, 3.
Yeah, I'm going to have to give this a 2.
I really like just watching the landscapes.
Yeah, but I'm not there for 90 minutes watching landscapes. 70 minutes, sorry.
Yeah, there was a point where I was just thinking, let's just get this done for me. Like, I was talking to the postman for 15 minutes while the movie was running and it was on my headphones and I just thought, I'll just keep it running.
And like, is the postman your friend?
The postman is my friend, yeah.
That's wild, man. You have relationships with people that I wish I had the confidence to have. Like you go to the store, the comic book store, you're friends with those people.
That's just because I go there all the time.
Yeah, but it's
so I don't know if I'm friends with them. I think I'm just there enough.
But you talk to them and you stick around.
Yeah.
Beyond your purchase.
Yeah, and also I stay like beyond my welcome as well.
If you were at the comic book store,
yeah,
and I was purchasing something from you as my friend, I would go up there and I'd be like, "Hey, Vinny, yeah, I'm just purchasing this. I see you, man," because I'd feel too awkward because it's a different setting. Because you have the power there. No,
but you see, when you're in those kind of places, those niche places, I go into the comic book shop, I go into the pen shop, I go into the Pokemon card shop.
Yeah.
That's all niche places. Those people, at least they're invested in that. What are you laughing at?
What are you going to say? Those people, they're losers.
Well, if they're losers, then I'm a loser.
Dude, if they're losers and you're a loser, that means that I'm a loser. So, no, they're not losers, but I thought that's not where I was going.
But, they enjoy speaking about that to an extent.
Yeah.
They might not like people might just be like me and just say like, hey, get the hell out of my store, just pay for this and whatever. But sometimes, I just start talking or I ask them to recommend me something.
But how the postman?
I don't know. The postman.
I know that like postmen are, they've got their area where they go. It's not like you get a different postman every week, or every, day, depending on I know your packages are coming daily. But how do you know the postman? Like, have you been like, hey, Greg, how you doing? Is that what you say?
Yeah, when he comes now, I'll talk. Like, he came this morning, and I was talking to him, and
you're the least social person I've ever met, and you talk to the postman. You haven't been out with me anyway because you're like, no, I don't want to go out and talk to people,
Yeah, because it's different. It's different, different dynamic.
Because you have the power over him. Because you're signing the checks.
I don't even sign anything. He just drops it. He's like, I'm gonna sign for you because I know you're either home or gonna be home soon. And I said, that's absolute respect. No, it's not because it's just a different dynamic. It's just it's just one-on-one.
Next time the postman comes to my house, which he doesn't, but next time the postman comes to my house, I'm gonna be like, postman, Mr. Pat, and I'll start chatting with him. Let's see if it works out.
Okay, I'll tell you what I said to the postman today. He came in, he knocked on the door. I opened the door. I said, hey, how's it going? And I said, oh, these aren't for me. And he goes, no, they're for your partner.
Yeah.
Redacted. and then, I don't know, then we started talking about how, like, you know, it's a nice day outside, it's sunny. I said, lucky you got your hat on, because he's always got his hat on. Rain, hail, or shine.
Yeah, yeah.
He's got his hat on.
Is he an older gentleman?
He's an older gentleman, yeah. He's a good guy. Well, you know, he's telling me about how his kids, what his kids do at uni and things like that. And, you know, one's a doctor and lives in... I'm divulging too much information about my postman. That's enough.
Did you ask him, like, if people call him Newman, like when he comes through?
I haven't done that, but maybe I'll ask him next time.
On the next one, just be like, Newman, when he comes in, and see if he laughs.
I'll do that, and I'll do the Jerry Seinfeld face. Newman. Do like the teeth.
Well, look, that's great that it's great that you are a part of the community.
I do seem to have weird, I don't know, I'll say connections, I guess, with people, considering I don't really like talking to a lot of people.
But I mean, look, at the end of the day, if your car breaks down, the postman's going to be around there somewhere. So you got to have those connections.
Bro, sometimes this is like a tangent, but on the same kind
trajectory.
Of branch that we're on currently. But occasionally I'll be out, you know, for an afternoon walk or something, and the postman will see me, he'll wave, and at one point he almost crashed his van because he was kind of half turning, but then saw me and came. He was like, "I've got a package for you." And he gave it to me like, yeah, no, 100%.
I'm going to have a better relationship with my postman.
Yeah, in that situation, it was convenient for me because I was on my street and I was, you know, he said, "Are you going home?" I said, "Yeah, I'm going home now."
Yeah.
One time he gave it to me and I was about 1 kilometre away and I was like, "What?"
You're carrying.
Well, he asked if I wanted to take it. I was like, "Yeah, of course. It's a package for me."
Yeah.
And then I was like, "Bro, this is a big box."
Because you felt bad that he might have to do more work.
That's right.
Is what you felt.
I thought if I can relieve some of the, like, I looked in the back of his van and I'm like, bro, there's boxes in here.
So he's got a van.
He's got a van.
Like I'm talking about, like it's not he's not on the bike.
No.
I can't respect that.
You can't respect that.
No. Because that's not a postman. I mean, it is, but it's not a postie, I should say.
Yeah, I guess he's the I don't know. He's the big package delivery.
Yeah, he's big. He's big package. You know, there's big farmer, there's big package, and he's
that's right. He's big. He's big postie.
He's the 1% of postman.
Yeah,
he's the part of postman. But Vincent, let's just cancel this podcast.
Let's just cancel. I wrote some things down. Right. So one thing that I thought was funny was when the wolf pack were discussing whether Mowgli would, you know, they'd just kick him out or they'd stay in. And they have a conversation. There's a bunch of wolves. And then the head wolf the alpha goes, "I'll be the one to tell his father." Hey. And he's about 2 meters away. It's like, yes. I'm thinking that man's heard everything.
Yeah, 100%.
And that just made me laugh.
100%.
Because it wasn't, "Hey, you over there, come here." It was like, "We need to kick him out."
Like they did that for comedic effect.
All right. I don't think so. I think they were just like, well, we'd have to put more frames in there. I don't want to draw them. And when Baloo died,
Yeah.
bro, they were just going to leave him in the dirt.
I mean, like at the end of the day, that's animal thing.
That's animal things, but I just thought that was hilarious because they were like,
well,
"We'll remember him. He'll be forever in our hearts as, you know, a brave bear." And then they're just like, "Oh, well, see ya."
I don't know where they are. Where are they?
And where are they? They're in the jungle.
Yeah, but what jungle?
The Indian jungle.
Indian jungle. So
Yeah.
they would. Do they have bears there?
That's actually
Like, where do bears come into this?
India bears.
Because I want to see if some of these animals are actually in there. Like, I get it, orangutans and tigers being in a similar place.
They've got a sloth bear.
Especially Borneo.
They got a sloth bear.
They're a sloth bear, but
Yeah.
does it look like Baloo, like a big bear?
No, it's smaller. It looks like a smaller bear, but it does eat, you know, fruits and ants and things like that. So I think that's what it's based on.
Baloo things. Yeah.
That's Baloo things.
And because I understand like leopards and things like they'll pop up anywhere.
They'll pop up anywhere, bro.
All right, before we finish, that just reminded me of something. I've seen a big black leopard, not leopard, a jaguar.
You see that in Canada?
No. I'm talking about, you know how there's that myth that there's like some jaguar just like walking around the South Australian states?
What?
Yeah. Such a big cat. Search up like big cat,
Just
South
big cat.
Australia. And I'm not talking about big farm. I'm talking about big cat.
I'm just typing big car.
Big car.
Big car.
Now I
Big
was
cat sighting South Australia.
yeah.
Frightening big cats across the country. Have you seen any big cats in SA?
Bro, I've seen big cats.
South Australia's mysterious big black cat. 2011. Oh, but Farm Online, official big cat hunt declared a bust.
It ain't a bust, man.
Oh, that was Western Australia. South Australia's mysterious big black cat. For decades. Yeah, see, this happened in 2011. This last thing was 2011. You know what happened since 2011?
What?
Bro, phone cameras got real good.
That's true. This is true. But I've seen it with my own eyes. Can I tell you how I saw it? So I was cruising along, right, and I was singing to something. Because I was in like Aldinga, sort of like, you know, that sort of area of the world, the southern parts of South Australia. I'm cruising along. I'm turning, right? As I'm turning, I'm doing this. My vision's going from right to left because I'm looking towards where I'm turning. Bang! I see it as I'm coming across. And you could say it's a big dog that you saw. No, this was 100%. You know how cats, they walk and their elbows like go up? I saw this thing walking across, long-ass tail, walked behind a house. Okay? And what did you think I would have done after that?
Took a picture.
Well, I mean...
In like 4 or 5 pixels.
The thing was, like, you know, for safety reasons, I couldn't just whip out the phone and take a photo. I drove around to look for this thing. Gone.
Didn't find it.
Gone.
That's wild.
That's wild,
That's
man.
big cat things.
That's big cat things.
Far out.
And I think one of our videos should be like in hunt of the big cat, like finding the big cat.
How would that be enjoyable? It'd just be us in like the sticks.
But
Be like, bro, we're gonna find a big cat. Oh, we didn't find a big cat.
But like the
That's
intro, like the cold opening, well, I don't think it would actually be a cold opening. But the intro to the video would be us like, what the hell is that? And then it would cut into the video and people would be
Yeah, I'm
like,
sure we could
maybe
do,
that's
you know, a
gonna happen.
hilarious video for maybe like 30 seconds.
Just
What
like,
the hell is that? And it's
They-
just your cat. No, it's just that photo when I was at your house the other week. And I came out of the living room and looking down at me from about, I don't know, we'll say 20 meters. Just the head popped through the doorway. It was just your cat looking at me.
Oh.
And it did not blink. It did not move.
Yeah. No, bro, she doesn't play around. But Vincent, just tell them where they can find us. And thank you to David for recommending this. We're sorry we didn't like this movie, but you know, the Computer Wore Tennis Shoes is coming up next.
Bro, that's wild. That's the sequel to the start of this podcast.
I don't know if it's the sequel as such. In fact, I think
Oh,
the Computer
it's in
Wore
the
Tennis
same.
Shoes,
It's in the
same universe.
what's it like
the Medfield.
Medfield. The Medfield. Bro, we're going back to Medfield.
Medfield extended
Far
universe.
out. I'm excited now, but when I realize I have to watch a movie from that era,
Yeah.
I'm not going to be excited.
But do you remember there was a straight up donkey in a science lab in the first one?
That was wild.
Eating cereal or something.
What was that one?
That was the world's strongest man.
That was wild. That was with Russell.
Russell Coit. No, that was with
Kurt
Russell. And he's in this one as well.
Far
Computer
out.
Wore Tennis Shoes.
I hope he's a computer.
Well, I think he becomes like a. Anyway, we'll get into it next
That's
week.
wild. Stay tuned. Talk soon.
Talk soon.